Welcome back everyone to this next installment of Deus Ex Human Revolution, and if you remember from the previous episode we were heading over to room 80211, the source of a network and all information for our answers, and I also missed this pocket secretary. It's just some login information from a guy named Brett, the guy that must seem to run the place. And of course, if you recall, then we're under Picus News Central in the Illuminati headquarters. And just before we head into the room here, there's a little armory off to the side here with some heavy rifle, if that be your prerogative.
Hello, Adam. I knew you would find the real me eventually.
You're a computer.
A sophisticated AI program, so they say. But I have started to question that. Ever since I realized what my interference had allowed, the day I started watching you.
This is impossible. People would know.
Would they? I was engineered to monitor communications and data streams. To find out what people are talking about, and make sure it's being discussed correctly.
Correctly? And what if it isn't?
Then my programming allows me to reshape it.
You spin the news. Control what people see. Who created you? Whose policies are you programmed to protect?
Zhao is one of them, I think. But there are others.
Tell me. Who else is involved in this, Eliza? Where's Megan Reed? Who ordered the kidnapping?
I want to tell you, Adam, but I cannot.
Why not?
Because she won't let me.
So here we have the next boss fight with Fedorova here, and this is kind of a quick boss fight. A really quick one actually, so there's a lot of jumble to get through, and let's start by just going through her attacks. She has that main hurricane system, which we're going to see a bit more of in a second, which is similar to Adam Jenson's Typhoon area of effect. She just charges straight forwards most of the time. She also has two SMGs which can tear away at your health when she fires at random intervals. It's harder to track her fire rate. But anyway, with the hurricane system you can actually avoid damage by trying to melee her. And that's what happens if you try and melee her, she counterattacks you. But anyway, as we also know, she has the glass camo system. So the idea of this fight is meant to be you're being hunted. So you can either hunt her back by following the splashes in the coolant on the floor, or using the glass system, the smart vision rather. And you can see her walking along like that. Of course she can hide behind the terminals there, which is designed to make the boss fight harder. Now she's also a mute, so her attacks are more telegraphed by Eliza in the background there, voiced by Kim Bubs. I never actually pointed that out until now, but she's voiced by Kim Bubs, and this is really an easy boss fight if you have the right equipment. You can stun her with the gun for a few seconds, giving you a bit of time at the start. But really what we're going to want to do is use our fully upgraded 10mm, and we're only actually going to need one EMP mine there. That one didn't do much damage, but you can see the general effect. Of course, if you don't have any ammo or guns, you can pick them up at cabinets at the sides.
Stay away from her while she is fully charged.
And what we're actually going to do here is just plant it on the wall next to the terminal here, and just wait by it. It's really simple, and of course, she's off recharging. You can hunt her down, but it's a lot easier to do it this way. And of course, because we're resistant to EMP, we blow up the terminal and we can pump her full of lead.
Her life signs are fading. Will you save her?
I'll think about it. Will you answer my questions now?
I cannot tell you where Reed and the others were taken. They vanished from the global grid as soon as the doctor removed their GPL implants.
What doctor?
This is Sandoval. Why are you calling me here?
I know this guy. He's Bill Taggart's aide.
He was a trauma surgeon before he became an anti-augmentation activist. Would you like to hear more?
Yes.
There's been a change of plans. Serif's team must not make it to the hearing.
But that's too soon. If you want me to remove the GPLs, I'll need a full operating suite. Does the facility have one?
Barrett assures me it does.
FEMA. That's where they were taken. But why? Why take them at all?
An acquaintance of yours has the answer. David Sarif.
Sarif?
I have copied the audio transmission to a handheld playback device. I suggest you take it and leave quickly.
I have more questions.
And I have already told you too much. This passage will take you to your companion. Just be careful, Adam. Because everybody lies.
Everybody lies. Well, so that's the Yelena boss fight. The Fedorova. Yelena Fedorova. And if you're at all familiar with the original Deus Ex, then you'll recognise a lot of the shots in that scene from the Helios AI supercomputer. Even with the dead body next to the supercomputer and Jenson replacing with Denton, and there we have the Helios scene. And actually there's a lot of controversy surrounding this scene because it seemed like Jenson just left someone to die and it wasn't really in his character if you're playing it as a pacifist run. But the original intent of the directors were for you to have a choice whether to save one of the bosses or kill them at the end, and for that it ended up being cut, but it still was written in that if you look at it in the way that Jenson noticed that she was bleeding to death and didn't have any chance of surviving, then it still works if you remove the line, "I'll think about it." It's kind of an annoying discrepancy, but we'll have to move on.
Jenson? Eliza Cassan just contacted me and told me I should meet you here. You ready to go?
Yeah, take us home, Malik.
Amen to that.
So that's it for this update. Next we have the debrief and we return to Detroit.